As day 1413, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Which should be a schus for Am Yisrael and our eighth Sarah. Today we're doing your Adeh Siman Reis Samech Daled. Let's see Zayin Tet Vav. Zayin Kosva Rambam Shulchan Aruch Mal Hakum. If a non-Jew did the bris milah, which is of course I don't know, and so most Pam Shays don't do the second bris milah. I can't show them. B'yesh Kosva Tam no Matzil Milah B'Torah Lishma. Taz writes because we didn't find that don't find Torah concept milah lishma. The Tamur is astonishing. The Zod asked me Shemashi Gemara Sham milah Hakum. Yes, that's the opinion of those. The Gemara who say milah of a non-Jew is kosher, but I don't go kind of possible with Joshua the Kroy. But we hold it's possible because of a drasha, which goes out in Sifaf like we saw in Sifaf. Smarkos said the Tzarech Yisrael let him never down bris. Smark says Yisrael has to do a toughest down bris on this child. Came Pasuk Rabbein Ramah. Ramah Paskins way as well because Econ writes that that's the primary halacha. V'yesh kosa the Rambam mod b'zet tzarech tovas dam bris. Those the Ram also concedes that you need a tovas dam bris. Ach rak shekosav shein tzarech milah pam sheis, but you don't need a second bris milah. Not sure you do a second bris milah. Anyway, but okay. It's from the shach. Mashach. It's okay. That's what I was going to ask. Motum was astonishing. Mashach insechah Moshe pam sheis. What does this psak mean? You don't have to do a second bris milah. How do you move? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Be mal. Hello, find that also. All is gone. It must mean they don't require a tavas tam bris. Anyway, equal kamash kasar be b'seis about someone's yivro b'kas Mishnah. Therefore, it is what primary what the Yosef himself writes. The mishum the masugi the menachas mashal head is with the stomach that shas bilabach and ksher ayin sham. That it sounds like from the default this shak of Ataya in the sugya that the milah of a non-Jew is kosher. But the Chen Samach Alei Rambam, but he have it. The Rambam realizes, but he have it. If he did it, he did it. There's where it says in Shabbos that you're supposed to have a doctor in a city. You're supposed to be a doctor, and even if it's non-Jew, and I think one doctor is supposed to do the bris milah. I'm vague on this, but I seem to recall some Gemara like that, and maybe you recall the Gemara better. I don't know Rambam. We on pass like the Rambam, but Ella Kibsakar being more like the money need Thomas Nembis. So easy to do Rabbi Chshoko Echadim Bosa and Psuli Limo. The so many who asked the question, what's that? I'm not sure how relevant it actually is, but as a Chakira, it's a fine question. Hey, Bosa Muslim of the Asana is possible to do this. In Mischil Limo, they started doing the bris, Siku, and they stopped. The Gemara had a kosher, and it was finished by a person's kosher for bris milah. Bank on Suffolk, there's no question. Dovah Zem for Shemar and the kosher, it's explicitly Gemara there, that's kosher. The Baruch show me asked her, Lamad the post each Lamul. Quite a says a woman can't do a bris milah. Well, Ksiv doesn't say. Vatikav Tzipora Torah so it's Benah. Tzipora took a rock and cut off the oil of her son. Mushani answers, B'chatu, one answered, Asa Eve Aschala, she came again. Vasa Moshe was temporarily what's the word? Incapacitated. That is and Moshe came completely unsham. And first question, we see quite clear that's good in this case. The second is that I feel malha pasul parak kosher. Arukh says this is a chiddush that even the apostle did the entire milah. And the priya was done by somebody who's kosher. It came a movla parak. Since we have paskin, if you do the milah without the priya, it's not effective. However, it's possible because it's like the apostle began and the kosher finished. Even if they, this is not if one would take issue with this. Yesh so bezet, yesh smoke bezet. You can align it. So that's what I'm. They took a very emotions. Around previous safe, so you don't have to do a set, but we see it over again. When non-Jew did it, nevertheless, we should carefully consider this if it ever comes out. Test a child who had to get a bris milah within 8 days. With sakana, I guess, because there was some disease in the oral or something. Ankle base lakum doesn't make a difference if the Jew does it or not does it. It says called tog shmana lemikra mila, but it's within the 8 days. It's not called a bris mila. Meaning the shoot tzitzim akum mila. However, if there's strips of flesh left which impede the kashrus of the meal, or shemav lepari, only the meal not priya, yikmar yisroel. A Jew should complete it. Mila, the bris mila shmona after on the 8th day, lachash yisrael after he's healed. I kind of showed him. If move on klal, and Arukh HaShulchan doesn't understand the Ramah. How does he say within 8 days, no difference between Yisrael and non-Jew? He passed in previously that if the bris milah took place in the first 8 days, then you don't have to go tavas dam bris. When a non-Jew does it, however, it says you have to do tavas dam bris. Then you bring nafkin if Yisrael does the bris milah. Does the Yisrael have to do dam bris? Then you don't have to do tavas dam bris. And if a non-Jew does the Yisrael have to, they will do tavas dam bris. Michael is it obvious that if there's something left to do after 8 days, that a kosher should do it. The bracket says here, "Ayin shachsiv kon vav dvar tmuim." Whatever the shach says works according to shach, not according to Ramah. Yud, if you really become less of the davar godly shmeina. So Arukh, I think he's telling us a very great thing. But dafka shitas le'elsim reisach basis goes according to what he told previously. This is what he means to say. That few lumasha pasuk el. Even according to that, we said previously, the meal told Shemona and Tzorch let the brace when the bris takes place within 8 days. Don't have to have done. So dafka shema melol shem mitzvah mila. It's when you do the mila for the purpose of the mitzvah mila. I would shikam sem ne'esakon, but you have to do the bris mila because of a sakona. And as shem mila chal as lo chalei shem mila. According to everybody, you require tough as dam bris. It's a big chiddush to say you can't have a kavanah for both. Maybe Arukh HaShulchan means mistambo. You assume there was no kavanah for both, mitzvah and sakana. Came around Ma'isa because therefore such a Ma'isa happens. Ain't afkina mishim lena yisraachim. Doesn't make a difference if it's bris milah, a Jew or not Jew. But such kosam kol toch shmona lamikra milah. That which she writes within any time it's within 8 days. It's not called a milah. And chagam l'kshimon l'infor. It's when there's such a scenario when do bris milah for the purpose of medical purposes. Second, you shouldn't say since now we're involved in this meal on account of sakana. So since we're doing this meal sakana and the tzitzim akvin or priya, that's not relevant to the choli. She said the Jew should complete it now. Is much closer to sim race on base nimo tol shmana yitzatza. And like that we learned that if Nemo within 8 days he's yoytze. But after Shama the Eved, and here even though that's the Eved, no matter come the Eved dami. Let's say here it's supposed to be the Eved, Kiddy Eved, Kiddy Eved dami. Came being lost. It's involved in the Mila. Let's finish it off. Let's not cause it to child anguish another time. Sexual identity. It's not the case. If they can leave this after the 8 days, after he gets healed, that's like leave it and finish it there. He says in the brackets, shop here. Whatever the Tazats, we're stuck on the but we wrote that in this case where it's Mishum Refuah, the Ramah also concedes it's nothing in 8 days near the Zel Kavanah Sagra. So you know, Ayin Sham seems the Gra holds away. Divek Be'er Goyla Tmuim. The Goyla writes astonishing Ayin Sham Beduk. Yav Okasav, he also wrote, Sheyesh Lahader. We should make the attempt to go Achar Moel Ubal Brisa Yeser Tobit Tzadik to find the best Moel who's does the bris the achar moel ubal bris. Sorry, there's two different things. After a moel and the bal bris, who are the best in tzaddikim. Bal bris was sandak. Bal bris means the sandak. You should make the mitzvah co-operation. I mean, it's certainly true, even though in doing the mitzvah, no matter what the mitzvah is performed, nevertheless, the preparation of mitzvah, machshava Torah, and the pure thought. Kavanah and the proper kavanah. Haim in yonim gedolim mitzvah. They are great additional aspects of a mitzvah, let's say. Only marbella to know she comes to execution very effective for the child, that the child to enter more into holiness. You tefillin arosh, if it's appropriate, they moan the sound should fill on their heads, based on milah during the milah, lasmich os in order to link the os of tefillin and the os of milah. Tefillin nikra os. Tefillin also called os, but it's by receiving reis samachay, and this will be clarified later on. My recollection, the Molim do it alesim and not necessarily tefillin. You base ima of kibei leechol lios mola or sander. If the father is mechabed somebody to be the mola, to be the son of asal zobo, he can't renege. The shares he saw v'chulei loy dabru davar chazav. It's a promise to keep the promises. And women Israel do not speak false. But it's funny. Milim chazabo, but if he did renege, I'd be chazara. Too bad. It is a chazara. Lomay zakir is no such thing as a kinyan on this. The kinyan dvarim amo, it's just the words. Ava English balo, but if he took an oath to make the guy the moil of the Sunday, or also to kiss God for a handshake, covers the kind of compelling to fulfill his word. That's more of a commitment. Campus Rabbeinu Amav Sif Aleph. My Chashimish Simon Reish Dal that feel with Master Matan. And it's even commercial activity. Agam Shechol Achzorbo, Ksherak Dvarim Amo, even though you can renege, it was just words. Including handshake or a promise. Whenever there's a person who reneges, is called lacking in faithfulness. Not pleased with him. Koshkim Q mitzvah, so the case by honoring certain mitzvah. She ain't got hefse moment. There's no loss to the person who's being mechabed. The sky is and to withdraw it is a degradation of the person who was mechubar. But therefore, be very careful not to renege unless you know that the guy is not a good moil. Because you're afraid he's going to mess up. The odds I feel niche by then, even took an oath, and that's the kiskaf for handshake, let 3 people be matter the shvua. A Pesach Basulam, there's obvious Pesach, obviously, opening for this nether. Shili Adash and Amal Yofe, if he was not known, the guy was not a good moil, they wouldn't give him the covet. Right to a din, im la'achash keep his damil moil shu ovo tzaddik. If you select a moil, but then you came across a moil who is more beloved upon you over a tzaddik, if you had he been around first, kodem kan around here first, ba'adayam mechabed, so when mechabed, yochel achzor b'diburo, midiburo lachabed, so you can renege on your word and be mechabed this one. If you nishba did take a shua, niyatir l'shua, so they should annul his vow. You give a kibbeh lechot eiz yom mikodim ma'amilim nosa darko. If you designate somebody several days before the bris milah, that person went on a trip. However, that's a wish loyavo zman amila. The father thought he's not going to get back in time. But kibbeh acher gave the code to somebody else. So chak kodim ma'amilah ba miderach. Then before the bris milah, the first one came back. Yimalena rishon, the first one to do the bris, the body lo chazor b'rishon. He didn't renege on the first one, which is if he wouldn't be there. Clearly, the zel shadai lo ba'ashen the base or limolio Sunday. Says Arukh, this seems to be the case where the second one has not already arrived at the house, I presume also the shul, to do the bris milah or to be the Sunday. The imbala beso, if he had come to the house, when he saw a chanul milah and there was already a preparation for the bris milah, right? Bizoy and godol, it's very degrading. You read through menu, they'll take away from him. Godol covered abrias and covered abrias is a very important value. I wish and bizoy and avshabo ganki beso, but for the first one, there's no degradation. Even if he came to the house, came and she has summer, the first one came and he came to the house, still, saying that's clear to everyone. But there is a compromise possible. The bris milah, one could do the bris and the other could do the priya. It's always done lightning fast, so I never see how the stages, but okay, Vasandik lo shachzer. Vasandik is not relevant. Father's a one person, and the mother is a chabed, another person. Her kibbut does not count. Shall avachiv limos beno because the obligation on the father to the bris milah of loim, not the mother. Sam b'sim reish samachalov. If a father protests that his adult son should not be a moil or a sandik, but somebody ain't so lishmolo, don't listen to him. Covered Shamayim, Koyim, covered Aviv. The honor of heaven comes before the honor of his father. Which comes Simration Mem. And he was Zebra called Knesset, so which I don't recall hearing about. Yudap, nearly partial. It seems to be clear. Them Echad Shach Eitz a Moel, Achar Moel Meir Acher. So if you send for a mail from another city, it's also you have to pay his expenses. Less tomorrow, say he's going to come at his own expense. Number sandik chayavda, but if you invite somebody to be a sandik, you should stop him so it's not clear if you had to pay him back his expenses. By the moel, he had to come. Chashash shein moel acher. He assumed that the spouse was no other moel there. Or it's not as good a moel as he is. The sandik shita should keep the ragging they are covered, but the sandik it's obviously he only was chaving him out of consent, out of a sense of honor. Should call them really a sandik. Because anybody can be a sandik. I don't need you specifically. Let's say she also so loyal about you want the expense back. Shouldn't have come. There must have been a din Torah like this once, because otherwise it's a very strange case. So it seems he can't demand his expenses. But if you sent for a moel or a sandik, and then you're mechabed somebody else, so you have to give back the person who you initially invited his expenses. It says, look at the piece of name of Sefer. Tesva, you can use any implement to do the bismillah. I feel b'tzaras chukis, even a stone or I think a flint is the sharp of the stone, chukis or a glass, anything which cuts. Kusi kredish except for the stalk of a reed. Because splinters come out of it, the khrushchev kind of come to maim the organ. If you pluck the orla out off with your hands, I guess you had long fingernails or something, it's okay. So no says you have a kli by bismillah. Mitzvah muchal mo barzel, but it's a hit or mitzvah to use metal. Whether a knife or a scissors. The custom is to use a knife. This seems to be explicit to Yeshua pair, okay? See if it says, Amar Hashem Yeshua, at that time Hashem said to Yeshua, make yourself swords of tsurim. Sounds actually like rocks, but okay, I guess it says swords. It means swords sharpen on rocks. The Shuvah is Bnei, go back and do the Bismillah Ta'am, so go back. You understand? Ismailin Harifin. So he says that tsur means sharp. So sharp knives. Okay, but Rashi, you'll see the Tilim, Av Tashiv Tsur Charbo. You give the sharpness back to its knives because they sharpened it with the stone. Hashem said, take the metal. Shema mina the cane and become mitzvah to the primary mitzvah. I took a stone to do it. But there, once he goes down the road, when he's dama sakin yafet lamubo, should have a good knife, an effective knife to use for the bris milah.